Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box for the Technical Trader, techtrader.com. It's April the 26th. It's Thursday. These are the charts of the day. Well, we had a nice recovery today. Doesn't hurt. Earnings seasons are blowing out some of the stocks, and Facebook had a big day that triggered today. We have a big move in Amazon, Microsoft, some other stocks tonight. Should be another good follow through tomorrow. Take a look at where we're at. Looking at the NASDAQ 100, this kind of inverse head and shoulders with a platform broke out with a breakaway gap. It ran up and consolidated in the morning. Ran steadily in the afternoon, backed off and formed a flag late in the day on some profit taking, but still a good day. Take a look at the S&P 500, reaching a low of 2613. Today's high 2676. A good 63 points off the low in just a couple days. We might get up further tomorrow. Your resistance and the area we're going to be watching for tomorrow morning early would be right up here. I would call it 2683. So about 16 points, and we could definitively reach that tomorrow. We get through that, your next target is going to be up about 26.90.95. The hourly chart shows an interesting picture. You can see that we had an inverse head and shoulders, a nice sharp run up, then a rollover hard, did about a 0.746 fib retracement, and then a breakaway gap. Closing above the moving average is no small accomplishment. That was positive today. Same on the S&P. So you can see that we've moved from a low down there, ran up sharply, pulled back again. Now the overall structure still shows a declining channel pattern. And what we're going to have to do is blow through if we can. Resistance up in the first 2700 area, and then take out 2718. We do that, we're in much better shape. Let's worry about the indices when we have some more market action. That's critical, but I will say that on both of these, I'm close above the 50 here, and if there on the hourly charts for me is a big deal. Next thing, next objective, 6708.10 NDX, and then around 67.70.75 on the S&P 500. We got to get to 2680, 2700, 2718. Those are your numbers. Look at the charts. 88P, a nice biotech chart. You can see the base to break out the consolidation for many months. Falling wedge, explosive move. Wedge broke out, another mini wedge, and yet another breakout. It was up 58 cents or 4.6%. Not a lot of volume, but you can see that if it does pick up here and get to 15, it can accelerate. Beat up 440 on a strong report, but it broke out of a multi-month consolidation. It looks to me like it might be. And it did test a high from back in September when it reached 39.20. Today's high, 39.20. So the double top here, if we can get to 39.20 to 42, 45, something like that short term. Great looking chart. Boom went boom after hours today, but look at the chart anyway. It was after the flag formed in here. It ran up sharply from 25 to 32.80, and today, after hours, exploded up to 34.5. This could be interesting going forward. It's pretty thin. It can fly when it goes. Wouldn't be shocked to see it get up near 40. CRK, big pop. Not the greatest close, but a pull back to a breakaway channel and the moving average. That's going to be the key level right now. If you're in the stock or thinking about it, your stop has to be, support is around 560. Sorry, 660. And anything below that would be a stopping point. But a move above today's high at 785 could get you quickly towards the 8.25 half area. We may get up to 9 in this one. Pretty interesting, explosive breakaway gap and big volume. And that's the way it looked like intraday. Big pop, pull back coil. So at this point, I'm going to be looking for this one to break out of that coil, extend the move to 8, 9, etc. Gaming stock ERI, we've been following this one for how long now? 3 years? Phenomenal move. Just since November of 2016, it's gone from 11 to the low 40s. Actually hitting the top of the channel here at 43 and change and forming a flag. Feels like this is going to pop the flag and run into the high 40s. HLX, third day in a row of strong stock movement, has taken it right up to resistance. And he pulled back consolidation in that zone. Could be a nice setup for more upside, or it might get to 8 3/4 where there's key resistance first. We'll see. Eventually, though, I got a swing target up around 11, 11.5. HTGM. Well, I was worried about the way this was looking after it broke down here. A lot of junior biotechs look like this. Now with the market moving a little bit, this one perked up today. Now got up to resistance at 387, backed off to 372, up 19 cents or 5.4%. But the key was, to me, volume. Trading almost 2 million shares today, the biggest volume in an update since mid-March. So if we do get through here, I look for 4.25, 480, eventually a retest of the 5.5 range or better. The overall chart pattern could be looking like that. You can see what the potentiality would be. 5.75 is mid-range, and I'm looking at 7.5. Big move for HZO. After a 3.5 month falling wedge, it exploded on a strong report. Not only that, not only gapped above the 50 and out of the down channel, but exploded and closing at the high for the day. 22.20 up 465 or 26.5%. It's huge. Volume was the biggest since January. So for me, this might very well run quickly. At least at 23.5, but we might very well, and that could happen tomorrow morning. Or at 24.25, but my swing target's 26. Old swing MRTX still acting great. We've been long since September. No reason to sell this one, although right here it did test support. Bounced, retested. This is the area we're going to watch closely. If this can get over 33.5 3/4, I'm looking for a move for a test 38 and 43. $37.5, 43. NVCR. I liked it so much I put another swing on it. I think this stock's going to run. 29, 33 is my targets. Good looking chart. PCMI. Well, after a long decline, which we milked from the nearly 20 range all the way down to 7, it's reversed. First a big pop, then a falling wedge, then a steady move up, and today a breakaway gap. My target near term, 14.5. We get through that, it's clear sailing all the way up, probably to near 17, 18. This could be interesting. Swing trade RESN, looking real good, like it wants to go. Watch this when we get through there. 4 3/4, 5 is the first target. 5.5 3/4 is your next target. Swing trade RTRX, popped and pulled back, but it might have broken the falling wedge. And now I'm looking for a move to 29.5, 30, and 33. Tandem's looking awesome. There's a 1, 2, a 3, 4, and the fifth wave's underway. Might very well get you all the way up here towards 11, 12. That's my target in tandem. UCTT, is this a reversal? Well, it did not break the declining top line, but it had a breakaway gap. It moved up 281 or 18%. 2.8 million traded, the biggest volume on update since January. Well, yeah, since mid-January here. So for me, this might be a reversal. Watch this one carefully going forward, especially if it takes out across 20. We're in business for a quick move to 22, an eventual swing trade to 27. And finally, on the long side, VERI, it looks to me like this could be reversing, as it appears that this is a little mini base and a platform. Today it popped $1.72 or 10%. Volume was 321,000. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's big for that stock. If it gets out over today's high, there's a little double top there. I'm looking for 21 3/4 to 22.5 initially, and eventually 28.9 zone up there. That's it for the longs. Let's look at some shorts. ALNY still looks ugly, and there's no two ways about it. I can't tell you that this is going to do anything more than collapse and fall down to 82 and low 70s. BITA still looks pretty bad, although it did bounce today. It bounced near support. Still, it's a falling flagish type pattern and doesn't look very healthy. Next target, 16 3/4. EBIX still maintains a rising pattern. Easy stop over 80. If it rolls over, 72.5 and 68 are targets. Nutrisystem continues to look very bad, forming yet another bear wedge. And if this pattern fails right here, and it looks like it wants to, I don't know where this is headed, but this continues to be an excellent box of short. As this head and shoulder pattern broke from the wedge, broke down, snapped back, feebly formed another wedge. I think we're on to 23. SMG backed off today, $1.48, and after a big spike up, I believe on earnings, that's what that was. It reversed sharply, and to me now it looks like it's headed lower. I would be very careful. If this thing takes this line out underneath 80, we can see 73. Swing trade SNHY popped imploded, rising wedge to resistance, was retested, rolled over and tested the lows, made a nominal new low but couldn't follow through, tried to bounce, formed another bear wedge, rolling over. I think eventually you're going to see this collapse. 45 and 40 are targets. Sohu, roll over Beethoven. This is looking extremely negative as it went from near 70 to 26 and change. I don't know if there's that much left on the downside, but so I'd be careful shorting it in this range, but more because of the big drop that it's already had. But if it continues lower, low 20s is my target. Triton TRTN, also rollover, bear coil, and it's starting to deteriorate. Anything underneath 27.75, we might see 22. TrueCar, yet another bear flag is formed, and there's no bottom in sight. Not for me. Breakdown bear flag, bear wedge or flag, another one there, and a little one there. Immediate target is 8.25. Secondary target 6.75. Take two, still looking bad. It did come down today, but reversed. But I wanted to show you the pattern because it still reeks from bearishness. This rally came on low volume with lousy technicals as well. Probably still an opportunity to take this down to 81.2 and then 70. UCTT with the big reversal to the upside today. That's on my wrong list. Sorry about that. And Vocera, even though it was up today, looks like a bear flag forming to me. We'll see if it breaks out. What I would wait for is a move below today's low, below 24.40, to get this one to go short towards 22.5 and 19.20. Folks, that's the long and short of it. Going to be an interesting day tomorrow. Fasten your seatbelts. This is HB out.